Welcome back to the channel, folks. So, if you've been watching, we made last time around a new recipe that were called butterscotch blondies. They're like a brownie, but not a brownie, a vanilla blondie, so to speak. Anyway, we're going to redo the recipe again, and we're going to fine tune it a little bit. We're going to make a few changes, and we're going to see what it comes out to be like. So, and now this is what I like to do with a new recipe. I like to, see how it is first time around, do it exactly the way the directions say, and then change it from there if I see fit. So this is what I'm going to do to this recipe. I'm going to, again, use the same 1.5, 3/4 of a cup of butter, which is 1.5 sticks. Okay, so we're going to start with 1.5 sticks of butter, and I'm using salted butter here. I've already softened it in the microwave, so it's nice and soft at room temperature. It's actually very soft. Okay, there's that. And as we recall, we needed to use 1.5 cups of dark brown sugar. I like to use the dark brown. Just make sure. Yep, 1.5. Makes a rich blondie, I'll tell you that. Especially because I'm using the dark brown as opposed to regular brown sugar. Just making sure. Got the right scoop here. Okay, and I'm packing it, of course, so I've got another half there. Okay, so I got 1.5 of brown sugar, dark brown sugar. Okay, so now I'm going to cream these. I'm going to use the paddle on the mixer. I'm going to cream these together. Add some vanilla, of course. Always good to get this right out of the way. Okay. There we go. We want this to get nice and smooth before we add our eggs. Got a big chunk of butter here right on the paddle, so I'm just going to cut right to the chase and get that off of there. And that's much better. The butter can mix right in. Okay, so I'm mixing this nice and slow. That, basically mixes the butter into the brown sugar nice and gently, smoothly. You want it to all be consistent. That's what we're looking for here. And now that it's all pretty much, all the butter has disappeared, we can turn it up a little bit. Gotta find the sweet spot there. Mm-hmm. All right, so now we're going to need 2 eggs total. Mm-hmm. I got one here. We'll get one ready here. And I'm going to go ahead and add that in. Very nice. I'll get the other one ready. I'm going to hold off on adding it, though. We'll wait a few minutes on that. Let this mix in and be completely consistent. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and... All right.
It's okay, I'll cut it out. That's okay. Don't worry. It's the magic of video editing.
Yep.
Are the car keys on the table, Dad?
Yeah, they're upstairs.
All right, thank you.
Yep. And thank you. All right, so I'm gonna scrape the edge of this bowl here. I want my egg to mix in nice and gently. I want it to all be nice and consistent before I add that next egg. Okay. There we go. That's just going to take a moment. Okay, now we can add the other egg. Let that mix in nice.
Okay, so for reference purposes, we have 1.5 sticks of butter.
Yep.
Cup and a half of the brown sugar.
Yep.
Dark is best.
Yep.
And 2 eggs.
2 eggs. And a shot of vanilla.
Yep.
Alright. Now I'm going to get down to the bottom of there. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get all that mixed in. There we go. Okay. Let's hit the paddle as well. And there we go. Okay. Let it mix some more. Oh yeah, that's nice.
It looks nice
Getting
and
nice
creamed.
and smooth. Now we'll just let that go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and prepare my pan. I've got an 8x8 pan. Okay. Last time around it was the perfect size. I liked it. Going to go with it again, of course. Got my parchment paper. Pretty much cut to size. There we go. Okay. I'm not going to spray the paper, just the edges. Alright, so we'll set this off to the side for now. And we're also going to need 2 cups of flour. Okay. And we're also going to want to use a little bit of baking powder in this recipe. We wanted to go with 1 teaspoon. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the flour going. Oh, that's beautiful. See how nice and smooth it is?
That looks very smooth and creamy.
Oh yeah. There you go. Looks like a very very loose cookie dough without the flour. Okay, so let's cut the flour. Go ahead and add that in. And another one here. Okay, shaking it to make sure that There's no air bubbles in the bottom of the cup. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and shake some of the flour in. And then I'm going to take my teaspoon of baking powder and add it in right here. And I'm going to go ahead and mix it. Mix it into the flour. I don't want a big pocket of baking powder or baking soda anywhere near one single bite, so to speak. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All right, so there's that. Now we can just add that right in. Very nice. Okay, so now here's the moment of truth, folks. Basically, we've got everything in there. We still got to put butterscotch chips in, and I wanted to also add some pecans. Okay. So let me grab some nuts. And they're like the perfect thing to go with like a vanilla type of thing, okay? Mm-hmm. That's what I think. Okay, look, I'm just going to grab a handful. Well, maybe a little more. A large handful. Okay, so I'm going to take my large handful. Now, if you got a food processor, that
Done.
Works too. You can also get, chopped in the bag. Doesn't matter how you do it. Okay. Oh yeah, these are going to be delicious. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add them right to the batter. Okay, now I've got some oats here. So that was probably about 3/4 of a cup of nuts, just so you know. And I'm going to add a half a cup of oats right here. Okay. Because I think that they'll be good for texture. Okay. Alright. Let's mixy mix. See how it looks. Oh yeah. Remember how tight it was last week too?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Alright, now let us not forget the magic ingredient, the actual butterscotch. So we got our butterscotch chips. Using 1 full cup. Going to add them right in. This is working.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Oh, my. Oh, yeah.